And then I'm going to save it. So I'm going to make a 3D model of this. So File, Save As. So the first trick is to make all the parts. Make all the parts. Okie dokie. I can do that. The first part then to make is this one. Let me get it on a different layer. Oh, there's two things to do. First, make sure that you're working in 3D modeling. That's important. And then get your layers set right. I'll put it on thick. And then it's the press pull command. So I want to make these rafters. And I remember that that was 3.5 inches. And I'll turn that into conceptual. And this one was 1.5 inches. And this one was 1.5. I've got all those parts and I'm ready to start building. Now these ones, a little bit different. So I'm going to press pull that. And I think that looks about square. I don't remember what it was. Probably 1 foot 4 inches about. That one needs to be longer. Watch, I can just pull it up to what I want. And if you have a number, that's good, but I don't think we really made a number. Now this was a was this rectangular or round? You guys remember? I think it was rectangular. I think it was an 8 by 8. And so it's not finding that one. So I might just have to make a new piece. Now this one should have been a copy, right? This one's a copy. And so I can just make this one now. And I should be able to copy these things into place. But let me get them centered up first. So this one should move so that the midpoint right here is midway between that point and that point. Isn't that cool? Now, if I want to, I can figure out how far that moved by just taking a dimension here. 1 3/16. I can move it upward 1.188. And then, oh, no, I need this one midpoint between these now. So that and that you could do it by math, or you could do it all sorts of ways. There we go. Tons and tons of ways to do this. I'm doing it mostly visually. Now this one, I've got to do the same type of thing of moving it up to the right amount, but I'll show you how I'm going to do that in just a sec. First, I need to copy there we go. So that's a cool way to do it. And now I'll do my move command again. There we go. So now I've got that thing. I've got all my parts made. So now it's just a matter of putting it together piece by piece by piece. So I tend to make a copy of all this stuff. And put it somewhere. And then I can start working with it. So I want to make all of this thing one piece. And then here's how I stand it up. 3D rotate. I'll rotate it about this little corner here. 90 degrees. Now it's standing up. And I have to stand this thing up too. 3D rotate this thing. 90. There we go. For some reason I missed that one. What have I got going on there? There we go. And that one's already set. So now I have to get going on this thing. So I'm going to copy this one. It's 8 foot. Now using my construction lines, I don't have construction lines. Now I do. I can set some things up. I'm using midpoint so much that I should have that going there. And so here's another midpoint. I didn't put those on the right one, did I? There we go. Now it's on the right one. Now I can move this so that the end point, midpoint, which is the midpoint, now you can see I've got that piece done. That's how I just keep going, right? Oh, I think it was 9'4". And so I just keep building this up as I go. Now, to put this thing on, it's going to be a little bit trickier, but I'm going to show you a really cool thing. I'm going to just kind of start drawing some construction lines. And guess what? This is how somebody might actually make this, which is cool. So I've got that point. Let me do the same thing over here. This is what contractors do all the time, right? They start laying things out. And then they would do the same thing on this. Okay, they would make a copy of it. I won't even make a copy. I'll just turn it. They would pick it up and they would rotate it. And then they would run a string or something to mark their midpoint. And they would mark the midpoint of this. And they would pick this up. Where's my midpoint? And they would lay it on top. And they would lay it out like that. And then they would mark off along here. Okay. And so how far apart were those? Does anybody remember? Oh, actually, that thing should be 1 foot, 1 1/4 from the end. So I'm going to move. Let's see if I can get my apparent intersection there. I'll have to run this line across. I know how to do it. Sometimes it can get a little goofy. I'm just trying to find that end point. There we go. And then we move that. One foot, 4 inches, right? There. That's in the right spot now, and it's ready to start working. So that's how they would. I should have done that along here and set it up if I had read my drawing. And now I'm ready to start copying those over. So that's how you do it. There we go. So there's your Revit, and there's your 3D modeling. And we'll do more this afternoon. I'll do a little bit more, probably the civil Revit, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, any questions before I turn off the recording? Okay. Well, have a great time with whatever it is you pick up for this week, whichever one you choose, and I'll look forward to seeing you again.